We just got this housing market report, and the report says that the housing market is booming faster than expected. Let me read you the headline here. February home resales jumped much more than expected despite higher mortgage rates. Wow. This is just a bunch of crap. You know what? This is or was the National Housing Market Report, which has little to nothing to do with the local New Braunfels housing market, where home prices in city limits have plunged to a 4-year low here. What that means if you're selling this year, 2025 in New Braunfels, also what it means if you're buying or investing in New Braunfels this year. Spoiler alert, opportunity, all in today's video. If you are new here to my channel, thank you so much for hopping aboard, because every week we're really trying to make you the most informed viewer about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. This is the housing market report we need to pay attention to. It's local, it's New Braunfels, and it has me saying, what the f***? The New Braunfels housing market is in trouble. When I saw this number, I said to myself, wait a second, we haven't been median home price in city limits hasn't been this low, below 300 in quite some time. I researched, and April 2021, to be exact, is the last time we were below $300,000 for the median home price in city limits. So we've turned back the clock 4 years on home prices in city limits. And this is why certain sellers are going to have a hard time selling their house in New Braunfels this year in city limits. We're going to get to why and how to navigate through that in just a second. And if you're buying or investing, you got to listen up. There's opportunity in this market. Median home price within city limits is $293. Dig deeper, and here's what we find. Median price of existing homes is higher at $310. Now here's the key to Pandora's box. Median price of a new construction home in New Braunfels city limits right now is $282. So it's new construction homes that are pulling down the values in city limits. And that was confirmed after our interview with the appraisal district last month, that appraised values are taking a hit in new construction neighborhoods, not only in New Braunfels, but throughout the county. That's what county appraisers discovered. The reason for that is because home builders here continue to discount homes, enticing buyers with rate buy downs and money for closing costs, and builders allow buyers to negotiate a lower home price. When these homes sell at a lower price, they create lower price sold comparables within city limits, which sucks the equity out of homes. Now, short term, this means your taxes may not be as much or may go down. But if you have to sell that house 1, 2, 3 years after you first bought the house, you're going to run into challenges because you have hardly any equity, because we've been in a slower market the last 2-3 years because of escalated rates, and you're competing with all these new construction homes. Here are some real life examples. We're actually going through this with one of our clients right now. Their house was built 3 years ago, 2022. We have it listed, we have an offer, and the buyer's asking for concessions to buy down the mortgage rate. So the buyer and buyers, many buyers in this market in New Braunfels these days, are using new construction to leverage negotiations. The only problem is that this seller has little equity in the home because it was built just 3 years ago, right around the time that values in city limits started declining. Here's another example of a seller struggling. Quote, we haven't had a single showing in 3 months. It's because it's in a new build community and they are still building. It's been really frustrating. Another seller in New Braunfels says, quote, we've had our home on the market for 191 days. We've had interest, but no offers. We've received feedback that new builds are offering more incentives, can't compete with them. So this is happening. And we could see home values in New Braunfels city limits continue to slide this year because there's a lot more supply than demand, and because, and this is the big one, the Fed is not touching interest rates right now as they try to figure out this administration's economy. And we are seeing a trend that we could continue to slide. Here's the trend. The median price of existing homes in city limits was $318 last month. It's $310 this month, which is down year over year. The median price of a new construction home was $308 last month. This month, it's $282. And the median price of new construction and existing homes combined was $310 last month. And it's $293 this month. The one thing that's really adding to this slide is that new construction home builders continue to build and continue to add supply to the market here. We have 5 to 6 months of inventory in city limits, which means if we stopped listing homes in New Braunfels city limits right now, it would take us 5 or 6 months to sell everything within city limits, and that's a while. What does all this mean if you plan on selling, buying, or investing in New Braunfels this year? Sellers in city limits, if you are selling in a declining market, and you are, and there's a lot of homes for buyers to choose from, which there is, and if you're competing with new construction incentives and discounts, which you are, be prepared to negotiate. Cardinal rule number 1, this is most important. We talk about this on this channel all the time when we do these market reports. Sellers in any market, please price your home accurately from the very start. The market doesn't care you have very little equity in your house, let's say in city limits or in hill country. Market doesn't care about that, because if you price your house too high, all those buyers who would have written an offer on your house had it been priced correctly from the start are now long gone. They're gone. And keep in mind, you're going to get 80% of your buyers in the first 2 weeks of the listing. Sellers, you may be hesitant to list right now because of everything we just mentioned. Plus, you may be in a 4, sub 4, sub 3, or sub 2 mortgage rate. Who wants to give that up, right? Because giving that up would mean getting into the next house at 6 or 7% unless you're paying cash. Buyers and investors, oh man, it's great to be you. The large supply of homes in New Braunfels means that buyers have more choices and are in control of the market once again this year in New Braunfels. Last year, I said that 2024 was the best time to buy a house because of softening home prices, especially within city limits. And now I'm saying that this year, 2025, is the best time to buy because of continued declining prices. And if you're buying a new construction home in New Braunfels, you're going to get a favorable rate and some money toward closing costs. Now look, if I can get a home in New Braunfels where you've got everything going on right now for $300 or below $300 with a really good rate, I'm doing it. Our clients are doing it. We just closed on this home in New Braunfels after negotiating down the price of the home. We've had investors take advantage of this market in New Braunfels to cash flow homes here. We've had families, client families, end users taking advantage of new home builders' incentives and discounts, as well as negotiating down the price of the home. It's not all gloom and doom in New Braunfels. We have 2 different markets in New Braunfels: city limits, which we just covered, and hill country, which happens to be the high point if you're a seller. The median home prices in New Braunfels hill country right now, with existing homes, new construction homes, and the combined market, all of those median home prices right now are up year over year. That's because what we find out, our clients in this price point, buying these $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 and above homes in the hill country, are less sensitive to the monthly payment, and in some cases paying all cash for the house. So median home prices in New Braunfels hill country are up. Median home prices in New Braunfels city limits are down, largely because there's still a lot of wheeling and dealing going on in New Braunfels, especially city limits. So I want to hear from you guys right now. Do you see the opportunity in this market? What do you think is going to happen in the New Braunfels housing market the rest of the year? And what are your plans? Do you plan on waiting for something to change? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you don't plan on waiting for something to change and you plan on moving forward with your move to New Braunfels, of course, I'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, thank you so much for watching our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.